Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Pierre in the kitchen. She's whipping up a great homemade meal with sauteed salmon over a bed of yellow rice and buttered broccoli. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable, we have another great meal for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Chef Kawakami, and I'm here with my good friend, Pierre. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you for having me.
Thank
I'm
you so much.
excited.
Thank you so much for being here.
Of course.
So, you're a home chef, but you love to cook.
Yes, I cook every day, pretty much.
I love that.
Yes, and I'm all about a quick meal, a healthy meal, and, something right when I get off work to easily be able to make.
Wonderful. All right, so tell us about what you brought us today.
So today we're going to make a sauteed salmon. I love onions, so we're going to add that in the meal. Some golden rice and some fresh veggies.
Wonderful. All right, so how do we get started?
So first, let me get this on. And we are going to get the olive oil in there and start with sauteing the onions. Just because that, get that golden and brown, and
of course.
Then we'll season the salmon. So
all right, and that's a lot of onions, but you love onions, right?
This is a whole onion that I've chopped up, but you don't have to use this much. I just love onions, so, this is what I have. Let me put some oil in here.
All right. Is it getting hot?
It's getting really hot.
I love that. Yeah, this actually heats up really quickly. I like the stove. All right, and so now you're starting with the onions because that's going to get the flavor going. You get a little caramelization on there, right?
Exactly. So we're going to get this sauteed. I'm just going to let this warm up a little bit more, and then while we have that going, we can actually start seasoning the salmon.
All right, wonderful. And now you have the skin on the salmon.
Yes, because the skin is the best part.
Right, crispy skin. And now you can get this at your local farmer's market, the Torrance Farmer's Market.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to season up, and you like it simple, right? Just salt and pepper, that's it?
Exactly. Just to bring out the flavor of the salmon. A little salt, a little pepper on both sides, and it's ready to go.
All right. We'll get that. And also, I love tongs, because if you don't like to touch meat, some people don't like to touch meat. You have the tongs, and then you can easily just flip things over, season everything up.
And keep your hands clean.
Keep your hands clean. You're not worrying about cross-contamination.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Makes it nice and simple.
Yeah. All right. So we got this all seasoned up.
You can also add a little salt and pepper to your onions as it's caramelizing. So I'll just do like a pinch of, a little bit of both, and then...
Every time I tell people this, every time I saute vegetables, I always throw in a little bit of salt because it helps the water leach out of it. So they cook a little quicker, they saute a little faster.
Exactly. I've been cooking since I was really young, and my mom, she's taught me everything I know in the kitchen.
I love that.
And, I'm Haitian, so a lot of our meals are, Caribbean meals, a lot of rice and so forth. But I find that, first off, I love salmon, but this is just a nice, quick, easy meal to make, especially like when you get off, home from work and, you just want something fresh. This is perfect.
Yeah, and salmon, it's super healthy. You have your omega fats.
Exactly.
It's a good, clean protein. So we're keeping the onions in there because it's going to be flavoring the whole... The onions give it the flavor.
Exactly.
I like this. I like simple things. Whenever I make a dish for someone, I always say, simplicity is the best because you're really tasting what you're cooking. And
I like to just kind of move the onions to the side just to give space for the salmon to cook. And I'll throw it in.
All right. Sizzle. I love the sizzle.
And again, I cook it all the way through, skin down, so it can get nice and crispy.
Oh, wow.
If you try to move it and the skin, or if the salmon's not moving, that means it's not ready. It shouldn't stick when it's ready to flip.
I say that all the time. People try to move things around too much in the pan, and you really just need to let it do its own job. Like, if it sticks, that means it's not ready. You need to still leave it alone.
Exactly.
All right, so we're just going to let this cook. And when we get back, we're going to be making a golden rice and some sauteed broccoli with butter. Don't go anywhere. This is your Community Cooking.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I'm here with my friend, Jessie Pierre.
Hi.
So, before we were making salmon with some sauteed onions, and now it's ready to flip, right?
Exactly. And the way you know that it's ready is that it won't stick. So I'm just gonna flip it. Whoop.
Oh, look at that crispy skin.
Where are the tongs?
I threw the tongs in the sink. That's me. I'm sorry.
No worries.
There you go. That looks great, though.
So this is pretty much ready at this point, in that it's just going to take a couple more minutes just to cook. And on the other side, the onions are pretty golden and brown, and now we're just ready to get into the other part of the meal. That
looks great. And you're just finishing it. We turn the heat off. So we're just gently cooking. You don't want to overcook your salmon, because then you have dry salmon, and we want nice, moist. That's a great idea. Just take it off the heat. All right, so now the other components to this dish. Tell me, we're going to be making a golden rice and some steamed broccoli. So what do we have here?
So we have the rice. I've already washed this part. It's about 1 cup of golden rice, and then we also have some mixed veggies.
Wonderful.
And it's just carrots, some peas, some corn in there, and it just mixes really well with the rice. And I have some oil that's getting nice and hot, and so I can go ahead and drop that right in.
Wonderful. And now you're kind of toasting up the rice, right?
I do like to do it that way. I toast everything, the rice, the veggies, and then I add the tomato paste.
Nice. Well, this is very much kind of like a pilaf method. Like when you, instead of just putting water in rice and letting it cook, you're actually browning the rice. You're getting a little color on there, getting the vegetables. That gets a little flavor in there, and then tomato paste. Lots of flavor.
Yes. And it just also, you know, it gives that more golden yellow color in the rice when it's all complete. So I'm going to mix that up. I'm going to add some salt and pepper, if you can help me with that.
Absolutely. Pepper, little salt, and we always salt high. You don't want any clumps of salt in there.
No, we don't.
Yeah.
Add a little bit more tomato paste.
Little tomato paste.
And then after that, I will add 2 cups of water, because I added 1 cup of rice. So kind of like a 1-to-2 ratio when it comes to rice and water.
Of course, because sometimes when you're cooking rice on the stove like this, a lot of water can evaporate. And so you want to make sure that you're adding a little bit more water so you're helping it cook and it's not too dry.
I'll get that.
Absolutely.
You can go ahead and drop it right in. And then...
Love that
perfect.
sound.
Yes.
You want to use all the water, or you think that's enough?
I think we're okay. I think we're good. If we need to add more water, that's fine.
Yeah. I can make rice in my sleep. I was just looking and I was like, I think that's enough water.
I'm going to let it boil first with no top for a while.
No top yet? So now tell me, with the broccoli, I know you don't like mushy vegetables.
I don't know.
So we're not going to overcook this broccoli.
Not at all. The water is boiling. I actually really enjoy the flavor of the broccoli just like it is.
Okay.
So you can add salt, you can add garlic, you can add everything else seasoning-wise that you love, but I like it plain. I have a big broccoli here that's already been cleaned and washed. And
fresh from the farmer's market.
Exactly. I'm just going to cut this bottom part out.
And you can totally use the stem if you trim down this and then take about a 1/4 inch off of the stem. It's totally usable, totally good. A lot of people throw this away, but I'm all about not wasting. I don't waste anything. I use everything.
Okay, I'll use it.
No. Here, I'll chop it up for you. Do you want to get those in?
Yes.
And I will just trim off the end, peel off the outside.
The one thing I just need to add is some butter inside the rice, just because
Because it's
supposed to-
delicious.
Right, because why not have butter in your rice?
Oh, I love buttered rice.
And that's going to just cook on its own.
Lovely.
And then I can go ahead and add this broccoli. So the water's boiling. And again, I like my vegetables, you know, not soft at all. So as soon as I add it, I turn it off pretty quickly.
Okay. Yeah, you want to keep it crisp. This is basically a blanch.
Exactly.
Yeah, because you don't want to overcook the vegetables. You want them to stay bright and green, retain their flavor.
I can add a pinch of salt, but honestly, I just like it just like it is.
Very simple, but that's
very simple.
Honestly, that's what I like. And a lot of people, you know, they're not going to make something that's complicated. You want a very simple, easy, delicious, fresh meal.
And this is what you'll get from here. A
Wonderful.
nice quick salmon, some rice on the side, and then fresh, clean broccoli.
All right, excellent. So we're going to get this all cleaned up. And when we get back here, we're going to do my favorite thing, and that's the tasting. Do not go anywhere. You're watching Community Cooking.
Look at you.
Oh,
Hi there.
we're necking.
How long did it take you to do your makeup?
I'm Tyler Haynes.
I'm Mamie Perez.
And I'm Zachary Downer, and we're members of the cast of Cats on Broadway.
Each year, between 6 and 8 million cats and dogs will enter shelters and rescue groups, but only half will be adopted.
That leaves millions of healthy and treatable pets who still need homes.
Only 45% of cats and 36% of dogs in American homes.
Come from shelters or rescue groups.
Which are full of wonderful family-friendly pets.
The Shelter Pet Project and Cats on Broadway have joined forces to encourage you to consider shelter pet adoption first when looking for a new four-legged friend.
Whether you're looking for a quiet companion to relax with at the end of the day or a furry friend who's outgoing and ready to take center stage, there's a shelter pet out there who's perfect for you.
Visit theshelterpetproject.org to find adorable, adoptable, curious cats and dogs near you today.
Adopt a shelter or rescue pet today.
They said I couldn't dream. Called me a piece of trash and swore that's all I'd ever be. Said a bottle couldn't see the ocean. Give up. Go back to the dumpster. But I didn't listen. I made my way. And now, I am what I've always wanted to be.
Welcome back to Community Cooking. I'm here with my friend, Pierre, and we made this amazing seared salmon with a vegetable rice and steamed broccoli, caramelized onions. This was so good. And this was so quick.
Yes, and that's the most important thing. It's a quick meal, it's healthy, it's easy, few ingredients. Obviously, you could always season the taste, but at the end of the day, it's nice and a healthy, quick meal.
We have these caramelized onions, and you were telling me before, like sometimes you make the rice and the vegetable ahead of time, and then you keep it in your fridge, and then you just pull the salmon out, and you sear up that salmon, and then you have fresh, like, home-cooked meal, but also it was really quick.
Yes, exactly. So you can make a bigger amount of rice, you can make a bigger amount of any sides or broccoli, corn, any vegetables. But the salmon, I just feel like you can't eat salmon or fish, you know, you can't heat it up in the microwave.
Oh,
it has to
no.
be fresh, so
Well,
it's a quick thing.
You can't get this crispy, like, do you hear this? That crispy skin? Like, you can't get that from a microwave.
It's the best part. And that's what I said. When cooking salmon, you cook it all the way through, skin down. And if it doesn't move when you're trying to flip it, leave it alone. It's not ready.
Leave it alone. If it's not ready to move, it's not ready to move.
But I'm ready to dig in.
I'm ready to eat this. All right, first off, I want to try these onions. Because like you, I love me some onion.
Perfect, look, perfect temperature, perfectly cooked.
Beautiful. I want the skin. Crunchy.
So good.
It's not fishy at all. Very fresh.
And the onions, the rice, the broccoli, all of it all together is just a really great combination of flavors.
Yeah, very light, very fresh.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
And you could always add butter to your broccoli. You could always add garlic to your broccoli.
Yeah, you like it clean and simple.
I do.
Yeah, and you know what? Sometimes clean and simple's great.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, you know, clean eating. That's what this is all about.
Exactly. Clean eating. And it's healthy.
This was so fun and easy.
Yes.
I hope you all try this at home. Thank you so much for being here. And thank you for joining us on another fun episode. Remember, some of the best chefs are from right here in our own community. We'll see you next time right here on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget, you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.